Hello lovely people, this is Kitten with your monthly tutorial. Today I thought we'd look at a way you can add a secret little pocket to things. Now you can knit a square and stitch it on, but it never looks neat. So this is a really simple little trick you can use in any pattern to put a pocket on the front of your thing. Okay, let's show you.
Down a little alley in the heart of Kendal town is a tiny independent yarn shop. Welcome to the wonderful world of the kitten and the goat.
You can use this technique to place your pocket anywhere. So we need to work some. We're going to pretend this is the front of a cardigan or something. You need to work up enough for the depth of your pocket. Okay, and then if you decide you want your pocket between there and there, you need one of these gizmos that's called a stitch holder. And what you need to do is take the stitches off the needle, many as you like, however wide you want your pocket. Will that do? How many have I got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Let's do 15, that's a nice easy number to remember. Do it up. That is secure. Okay, so you've knitted along to here, you've taken those out of the equation, but now you've got a stonking great gap before you can carry on knitting the rest of your side. So how do you get round that? You turn the work around, and at the front of here we're going to cast on the same amount of stitches we slipped off, so it's 15. Now keep this tight. Keep this tight, otherwise it gets very gappy. Not the end of the world, because we're going to cover it up. Keep it tight. So 1, oopsie daisies. Keep catching. Your needles have got sharp points. 2, 3. Have you ever noticed that? You might not have had a pair of needles long enough to note them to wear, but they wear. So when you get a new pair of needles, they've got sharp points. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so that's what you've taken off here. Oops, where are we going? I'm trying a new angle on this camera arm. I don't know that it's working particularly, but we can keep trying. You've done enough to fill that gap, so you want to join the other side back up. It is a bit tricky. I'm actually going to turn that round, so I'm not going to catch on this pointy bit here. So then we are going to, that's better, continue working along the line like that. Oops. Yeah, I'm going to have to rethink this camera arm again, aren't I? Okay, so you've replaced it. So you take those out the way. This is going to end up as your pocket. Carry on and finish the whole of the rest of the front of the garment, whether it's a jumper, cardigan, what have you. Finish it, and then we're going to come back and work the pocket. I'm not going to make a whole garment, I'm just going to do a little bit so you can see how we get on, because this is just pretend. But let me work a bit of depth and I'll show you how you finish your pocket. Now, I've got those back on the needle, so you get this and just start. Leave a tail because you're going to find that useful, trust me. We're going to knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, all the way along. Work 5 rows, 7 rows. If you work an odd row, you will end up, work an even number of rows, and then when you cast off, you'll end up on this side of the tail. Yes, that's the one. Well, you'll see when you get there, won't you? When you cast off, try to make sure that you cast off on the opposite side here to where your start tail is there. Just leave that be. Leave that be. Don't worry about it. Leave that be. Just work your rib on the top. Right, so what we have created is this little flappy bit here. Sticks up a bit. You've got a tail on each side. I'm just going to leave that for a minute. I'm going to concentrate on this bit up here. We need to do something about this. So we're going to pick up and knit into here the same amount of stitches that we took out of the equation earlier on. Make sure you get right into the very corner. 1, 2, 3, so that you don't distort it later on when we put the lining in. Oh, it's a little bit fiddly to pick up and knit. You're going to go right the way through, yarn through and pull it through. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, right in the very corner, 15. Okay, now we're going to work this down. This is going to make the pocket lining. So we're going to work in stocking stitch the same as this. We're going to work it long enough to go down behind the pocket. I'll get a bit of length on it and then we can show you. This is the tab. You can't really see where I've grafted it on that side. You can on the back. It's all hidden away at the back. So this bit actually goes inside. This is your lining, like that. Now, you have choices. You can either cast off there, stitch down there, stitch down there. You stitch this piece up here and up here, and that's your pocket. Or you can work twice as much again and fold it in, stitch up the two sides. Again, you need to stitch up here, and you have a separate flappy pocket. If you're not confident with a finer yarn that your stitching won't show, then knit it longer, fold it up in half however deep you want your pocket. I mean, that would have to be at least that much again, so that it folded up to make a big pocket. If you're working with a chunky, super chunky, you might not need to do that. Don't sew it up with a thick yarn. You're sewing down here, make sure you're nice and flat, and I would use an embroidery thread just to catch up along here and around there, so that it doesn't come through and show on the front. That's where, if you're not confident you can do that, you can make it longer and make a separate pocket. We'll put it all together and then you can see the final result. Quick little look in case you're unsure. This is, there's your front. I haven't done that yet. That's waiting to be done. I'm going to catch a little tiny piece from here and go through there. Okay, we are just picking up a little tiny bit on the surface and we're coming through there. That's all you need. A little bit. We're not going through to the front. Can't see anything on the front. Get out of the way, little monkey. We are just going into the back half of what is there, coming up through there. So that side's done. See? Nothing. This is easier to stitch up because you can come up into this, it won't show. If you bring your back thread up through here, it'll disturb the rows and you'll see it. But just tiny little bits. There we go. How simple and straightforward is that? Once you know how, there's your little pocket, tucked away neatly on the back. And as I say, add it to anything. I'm loving rediscovering all these techniques I used to do. Once you know the breakdown of how to do it, really simple. So from now on I want to see pockets in everything. We'll talk to you soon. That's your technique video for this month. If there's anything you don't understand, if something's not clear, please get in touch. I'll do my best. If you've got an idea that you want me to cover, shoot me an email, drop me a comment, something you want me to cover, project, stitch you want me to look at, something you want me to review. We're here to help you, so share some love, let's get some comments, let's get your knitting. It's really good for you, it's great fun.